welcome back to AdoraHack, where we talk about tech, career growth, and life. My name is Adora, and I have a guest here with me today. His name is Kelvin, and today we'll be talking about something that he announced on Twitter earlier this week, I think.
Yeah.
Earlier this week.
This week, yeah.
Yeah, so today we'll be talking about something that he announced on Twitter earlier this week, which is good for everybody that is interested. Because I mean, everybody likes free things. If I could apply for this thing, me too, I would apply for it.
I'm considering applying.
Also, free is my middle name. Do you actually understand that? Me, I like. See, if I could just be any money, I can see all the money in my account. I'm not even to do anything. But somebody was just dashing me things I would have used my money to buy. God, no. I would have been sleeping in church.
You already get a lot of things
every day. I don't understand. leave the past in the past. Everybody can celebrate me every day. It's not only on the day I was born.
We did not celebrate on the day we were born.
Sorry, don't be answering. Go and change your friends. That's not my business. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you have not subscribed,
please make sure you hit the subscribe button. AdoraHack.
No,
good content for everyone.
That's not what we do, but it's okay. Like he said, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. It is here. If you are new to my channel, we communicate in the comment section. So throughout this video, if you find anything that you want to talk about or any question you want to ask, leave it in the comments. I will be in the comments to answer your questions. He will be in the comments as well to answer your questions if your questions were not addressed in this video. So without any further ado, now let's get right into the video.
Awesome.
So before I actually go, because I posted a tweet 2 days ago, I think, and I told people to ask me questions about this. What's the name of it?
The project build.
Project build.
Buildup.
Project Buildup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told people to ask me questions about Project Buildup. Before we get into Project Buildup as a thing, if you don't mind, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do for a living, sir?
Okay, I'm Kelvin. I'm popularly known as TushGeek. Don't mind me, this is my first time on a YouTube video, so I'm actually quite shy.
And we're twinning, we're wearing the same shirts.
Yes, I was, let's not say the story of how the shirt got to me, but...
You're harassed. I mean, you're coming on my channel and we're trying to promote the brand, so it's only fair.
I'm a promoter, I'm an evangelist. Subscribe to AdoraHack now.
God bless you as you do.
Yeah. So I think the question around what I do is, the answer is, I'm a program manager at Co-Creation Hub, which is Africa's biggest and largest innovation hub.
I think you should just say CC Hub, because when you say Co-Creation Hub, non-tech people just be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? So I think you should just say CC Hub.
No, you have to know the name too. Co-Creation Hub or CC Hub, popularly known as CC Hub. Okay. Yes, or iHub. Yeah, in Naira. Yeah, we bought iHub in Kenya.
Oh, Kenya.
Yeah. So I'm a program manager / portfolio manager at CC Hub, where we support startups, where I personally support startups in our portfolio and also in our startup programs. Beyond that, I'm a community manager, also the founder of Sales Cabal and Consonance, which is a community for techies. And that is even why I'm even talking about the project Buildup. So, that's me. Okay, yes. So, Sales Cabal is a platform for merchants, basically helping merchants to increase their reach and sales by digitizing their businesses. So, helping them to manage their inventory. Just a simple app that any merchant can use to manage their inventory, record their sales and track their sales, fulfill orders, and also get more insights to their business. Just a simple app that does all those things.
That's cool. We can see that you're a multi-talented young man. God bless you. God bless you so much for that.
Yeah.
So today is about Project Buildup, right? So you tweeted, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, where you said 15 MacBooks, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. When I was trying to learn to code, in God knows how many years ago, I'm not even going to try and say the years, so people don't start doing maths. I'm trying to do my biography because when I'm ready, I'll write my biography myself.
Will be done, just know that.
when I started learning to code like years back, nobody was giving anybody free laptop. They're not even giving us free deal to talk of. Excuse me. So like when I saw it, I was like, oh more. Like I was shook and I was wondering what the motivation was behind that. So could you answer that for us?
I say, just like you, I was shocked. Like if you see that tweet was 15 MacBooks with a question mark with my head exploding. Was like, yo, it's crazy, you know, because I also started to code just I think I was in 100 level, and I just bought a flash drive. 1, 2 it was a SanDisk, and I took it everywhere I was going because my friends will just gather either ODLT in OAU or in computer lab, and when they sleep, I just plug it in and I code while they're sleeping, you know, and when they're done, actually just sit down and watch them code, you know. So giving out MacBooks it actually blew my own mind too, and I think one of the motivation or the reason why it has become normal now is maybe starting from even what Hackathon is doing with dev careers, you know, laptop for developers. So this is actually not my vision, you know. It's not as if I thought this up. Dayo Oyelade, he's the CEO of Enyata. He just hit me up and was like, they want to do something for the tech ecosystem, you know, to support young developers, and they're thinking about doing this. And I was like, definitely. You know, I to be honest, I actually said, do you know the amount can actually be used to buy a lot of HPs? You know? Because
so
still free.
I know, and to be honest, that was going to be my next question. My next question was going to be on impact. My next question was, one MacBook, it's a MacBook Pro, right?
Or Air, so depending on the track. So engineers get the Pro, and the product guys get the Air.
So like one MacBook Pro is equivalent to is approximately like 3 HP computers. So if you can empower 50 developers with 50 MacBooks, why not choose to empower 150 developers with laptops that they can still use to start, you know, their coding journey, and then at some point get more experience and get more money and be well like packaged and you know, in that way that they can even buy themselves, and I'm like, well, nobody does that. But like they can even buy themselves like, I don't know, 4 MacBooks if they actually want to, if they get to some point in their career. Why? Like, what was the motivation behind MacBooks?
Choosing MacBooks,
yeah, like because if you're thinking level of impact, you would say that buying like, you know, HPs or buying Dells or all these other computers that are not as expensive, you'll be able to buy a lot more, so you'll be able to impact a lot more lives. So why MacBooks?
So first of all, just as I said, is I asked that question, like, we can actually use this money to buy a lot more, you know, HPs. But Dayo is one that is particular about the quality of things. So so if you go to Enyata, everyone there is using MacBook Pro. Everyone there, everybody from the receptionist to everybody in the company are using MacBooks. So it's something like, if it's just like saying, if he's going to do something, he's just going to do it well. So that's the only reason I know we're using a MacBook.
That's a subtle jab at me, because I work in a company that these other laptops use their OS, and I believe that you can have really great Windows computers as well. I mean, I've used I've used, I'm not going to mention the brands because I'm not trying to promote anything, but I've used PCs that run on Windows and I've had great experiences. I've used other PCs that run on Windows and I've had terrible experiences. I've used MacBook Pros and I've enjoyed my experience. I've used MacBook Airs and I've hated it. So do you think it's more a thing of preference as opposed to quantity versus quality, really? Like, in your opinion? Do you think it's a quality discussion or just a preference? Or do you think it's just a clout thing? Because, I mean, there's the Apple logo on the thing, so everybody wants to be associated with the brand that was called the, what's the word? The most valuable brand?
Yeah,
I think it was the most valuable brand in the world in 2018. Or is it still the most valuable brand? Yeah. So, or do you think that people just want to be associated with the brand that is called the most valuable brand? Or do you actually think it's a quality versus quantity conversation? In all honesty, yeah.
In all honesty, personally, I prefer the MacBook. Just because I have a Windows laptop and also an Apple laptop. So I prefer that, but that's my own special preference. And I think that's the same thing for Dio. He's probably been using this for a long time. He's ex-Andela, so they've been using MacBook for that long time. So it's probably just the preference for the brand and his own preference.
Nice.
Well,
so do you have anything in particular that you want to talk about with regards to project Buildup? Because I have a few questions for you that people sent in.
okay.
Right. So before we get to answering their questions, do you have any key things you want to talk about project Buildup? Anything else that you want to say about the thing that I have not captured in these few initial questions that I asked you?
Yeah. Project Buildup is a vision of Enyata to support over 10,000 young Nigerians and Africans over the next 5 years. So they're going to be supporting those people. I don't know if those 10,000 are going to all receive MacBooks or computers, but some way they're going to just be supporting the journey of young Nigerians in tech over the next 5 years, and I think it's a laudable vision. So beyond that, I would say the project is for everyone, but it requires that you have some experience. So if you look at the form, you probably need to have a GitHub account that is active. So there's an expectation that you have started working in this track, either the engineering or the product track. So either as a designer, as a developer, front end, back end, data, any part of engineering that you are, there's a slot for you there to actually apply. So I think that's all the information that is required, at least that you've not covered yet.
Okay, I have a few more questions.
Yeah.
And this is more regarding business because me, I'm Igbo and I like money and I think about,
I'm Igbo too.
I mean, we're both Igbo, right? So, and I like to think about if I'm making any investment, either in a business or in people, I want to see returns on that investment. My first question is Enyata an NGO?
No.
So, what's in it for them, right? Okay, so you support 1,000, 10,000 developers, right? And they grow and their careers make sense, because I don't want to say it like this, but sometimes people will bring some contracts and they sign, but they are not aware that they are signing their lives away. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, if I am somebody that applies for this thing today and I get it, and I'm giving a computer and I'm giving a plural size course, and I can, continue my learning from there, and hopefully that makes me more marketable to get better jobs and be better in that career and be more hireable. What is in it for Enyata as a company, as a community, as an establishment, basically?
Okay, it's actually an interesting question because it is one of the things that I sought to inquire when I first heard about the project. And I think it's actually really key for any company, no matter where you're working, no matter the location or the market that you're playing in, to support that ecosystem. So Enyata is a software engineering company that outsources dev teams to companies. So basically an extension of your software engineering team, sort of like an Andela. But I would say as much as the key thing is to support the ecosystem, right? Because if they're going to be doing that, they definitely need a lot more pool, a lot more people that they could access, as they continue recruiting for talents, technical talent. So, but definitely there's no strings attached to this. Like, this is actually really key to mention and to emphasize that there's no string attached. They're not even going to be training you in doing anything, you see. And that's where Console has come in, because we're going to onboard them on a product I'm going to announce later on, called Talent Mine, where you can now access mentors and you can track your progress over time. But that's not even Enyata doing that. They just want to provide this to these people and help them in their journey. Because one key thing that we've all seen is that the growth of a developer accelerates with the right infrastructure, with the right resources. And this is something that Enyata is ready to sponsor and support them with. So
basically CSR.
CSR, yeah. It's actually CSR, the corporate social responsibility for the company. Yeah.
Nice.
It's actually nice. I actually said that.
Nice. That's actually really nice. Okay. At this point I am so, because honestly I had doubts. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, when I saw the thing, I decided to retweet because in my head, you just know when you have like the whole benefit of the doubt thing that, okay, if someone like Sultan is tweeting this, if someone like Ada is tweeting this, if someone like Kelvin is tweeting this, it's at least I can gauge that it's at least 85% credible. But it doesn't mean that I didn't still have my own reservations and my own questions.
Yeah.
But you have answered those questions, and I'm going to be moving on to
the Twitter
questions. Your fans, they reached out.
I don't know if I have fans.
They reached out, and then Nelia says, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm actually sorry if I'm not.
Hi, Nelia.
Nelia says, hello, I have a question about the Buildup project. I am wondering if it is favorable for beginners and what skills are required.
Okay, good question. So yes, we like to think about it as dedicated to junior developers and beginners. But you are definitely not someone that is just picking it up. Like, you just saw MacBook and you're like, let me start learning it just so I can apply. So definitely you probably have started for a while now, say even in the past 6 months. You just have a little bit of activity on your GitHub in the past 6 months. That is fine, that is fine. Yeah, so it's actually open to beginners and beginners in different tracks. So there are 2 tracks, which are the engineering and product track. So if you're a designer, data analyst, product manager, you go for the product track. While if you're a software engineer, data engineer, back end, front end, full stack, all of you, engineering track. So the engineers get the MacBook Pro, while the product guys get a MacBook Air.
Okay, which brings me to my follow-up question, which is not what's her name again? Nelia.
I hope that answers the question, Nelia.
Yeah, Nelia, if it doesn't answer your question, please leave a follow-up question in the comments and we will respond to it. Also, if you watch this video to this point, and you're not in that subscribe button, God will judge you. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. So yeah, which brings me to my follow-up question, which is, do you think that people that have been calling for 6 months and actually have activity going on in their GitHub don't have laptops? Do you think they're the ones? Do you think that these are the people that actually need laptops? So,
one key thing is that it is not necessarily for those. We're not going to use that to judge. If we ask people that don't have laptops, many people will claim they don't have laptops. So we're not even going to use that as a criteria. Yeah. So if you have a laptop and you think that it's not good enough, or you think it's fault, or you actually don't have a laptop, yeah, so you can just apply. one thing that we're going to request is that you give out your old laptop to someone else. We're not even going to collect it from you. So Enyata is not going to collect it from you. You're just going to give it out to someone else that you think is deserving of it.
Okay.
And if it's bad, please just keep it somewhere.
Okay, so the next question is from Abdul Samad.
Very long.
It's very long. Oh my god. It's from Abdul Samad.
Samad, well done.
Abdul, I'm just going to, I don't know whether to call him Abdul or Samad. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Samad because of the handle. So Samad says, hello Adora, I came across your tweet about doing a video with TushGeek, that's this guy over here, about the Enyata project Buildup that will be giving 50 MacBooks and courses to 50 people. I don't really have much questions, but what are the major factors that determine one is going to be among the awardees? I meet all the requirements. By the way, I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Really love it. So, oh, thank you. The rest is just telling me that they like my channel, so I'm not going to read that out. But thank you, Abdul Samad, for your comments and your nice words. I really appreciate it. So basically, he's just asking that what are the major factors that determine that one is going to be among the awardees?
So I think just like the website said, there's going to be an aptitude test. And because of that aptitude test, it's going to help out in getting the top 200 people. And these are the people that we're now because we are actually not going to check the profiles of every single person that applies, but the 200 people that get the top 200 people, we're going to check Enyata is going to check their profiles and even your LinkedIn to just know that okay, they have actually been doing this for a while.
So the aptitude test is like the filter.
Yes, the aptitude test is the filter.
So the next question is from Nkwachi.
Okay.
And it says the aptitude test will it be general or specific to your field? E.g., if you are a front-end engineer in the engineering track, will your questions be general software development questions, or would they be JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and other front-end stuff? I think that's a very good question.
Yes, it actually is. So the questions will actually be, the aptitude test is actually going to be a little bit general, but the same as if you're going for the engineering track, everybody's going to get the same question. So it's going to be general questions surrounding the field in general, the software engineering field, while the ones for design is also just going to be focused on product, and mostly going to be about IQ questions. So they're not things that you need to prepare for, You don't
just so if you're coding, then you should already know these things.
There'll be simple questions, yes, because we're just going to take the top. Okay,
okay, so it's like an IQ. I don't want to call it an IQ test because you said that there will be engineering specific questions there. So it's like it's like a fundamentals test.
Exactly. Let's call it that.
Okay, so it's like a fundamentals test.
Yes.
Okay, so you heard right. You heard what he said. It's going to be a fundamentals test. So the questions that you're going to be asked are going to be around the fundamentals of engineering, and if you are in the product track, then the questions you'll be asked will be around the fundamentals of what exactly? Because for the product track now, it's a bit different because there's design and there's also people that want to go into
product management.
PM, yes. So
it's just going to be around product
user psychology,
user experience.
Experience.
Just simple questions around that, and then IQ questions.
Okay.
Normal things that you would definitely meet if you're writing all this.
Like a Dragnet test.
That sounds stressful. It should not be difficult. Yeah.
Okay. So the next. This question, always mention person's name. Says, hello, my name is Dash. Please, how can I participate? Please, how can I participate in the giveaway? I am clear on other things.
Okay, let's just simply put, you just go on to build.enyata.com. That's build.enyata.com, and you would see a form. Just click on the apply now button, takes you to a Google form. You're just going to fill in all the details that you find there, and that's all. That's how you apply.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's-
On this note now, I think we're done with all we're done with all the questions now. Or do you have one?
Oh yes. I think I saw one on the tweets. A question by Donna Yetunde, a former colleague of mine. Yes. So she asked on Twitter, only one question. When are you people going to remember and do something for non-techies working in the tech space? Pure now.
Honestly, that's a very good question. Like tech lawyers, people in finance, HR, all these things, like people that are not in that whole at least belong. Because I mean, when you talk about PMs, like PMs have their own community at least. Designers are doing their own thing, engineers are doing their own thing, and then all these other people that I think play like really key instrumental roles, but they work in tech, right? But they're not like technology people. Are like left out. So that I think that's a very important question. Copy or not, she said.
So I would say she's actually right.
So when will you guys start doing something for other non-tech people that work in tech? You just said that she's right. We both established that she's right. So she's asking you a question. When will you start doing for them? So answer. When will you start doing for them?
So first off, it's actually a very dicey question because first off, it's not from my end. I don't think that personally there's anything I can do, but I've already started seeing communities being created for other category of people apart from just the developers and the designers.
Yeah.
Now we have just like City Hub has communities for entrepreneurs, founders. You're having communities now for the angel investors, VCs. Especially because of Paystack going. Then now I've seen the ones for tech lawyers. There's someone I know that is actually doing something around that. Lawyers in tech. So I would say there are lots of support coming in. Not from me personally, but from other people in the ecosystem. So basically, lawyers that are now playing in the tech space, coming out to say, you know what, I think there are other people like me that did not get the support that I got, and I want to do something about that. I think that's how all this thing started. Yeah, we did not get the support that we needed at the time when we were starting.
To make life easy for
exactly,
going forward.
Without starting our containers was just that thing where people in university, people started asking questions because we built this voice app that was used by the school back then in OAU. So, and people started asking questions on how to, and that's actually how Continent started. So I just put in a group of friends together and we started the group, and we created a community. So I would say we're having that now. We're now having more lawyers in tech, Aditola, more, there are people that are doing tech that are lawyers, and I'm sure there are a few accountants that will be doing the same. So I would say you probably should look out for other communities or other support around
Are you
tech.
dancing?
No, I'm gesticulating. I like to gesticulate, That's how you can understand what I'm saying.
Don't be angry.
Sorry, let me not hit camera. Yeah, so I would say I think that's one way to do it, Even there's now support for community builders. So
okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. I guess this is pretty much it. We're done with this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end.
If you got to this point and you haven't still subscribed, did you see this? I rep AdoraHack. So if you have not subscribed, please go on now to hit the red button. I've listened to this thing so many times. I thought that it would just be natural to me. All the YouTube videos, all the tech, you just hit the subscribe button and click on the notification.
Yeah, click on the notification button. Every time I post a new video. Like I said, if you liked this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions or anything else,
Comments.
or you have any other opinions concerning, this thing, leave a comment below.
Doing this.
I'm going to leave all the links, all the important links. I'm going to be leaving them in the description so that you can click and do whatever it is that you want to do. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you, Adora.
And
She gave me a shirt, so help me say thank you to Adora. I don't know. Did it fit me? Did it fit me?
No, just calm down first. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and I'll
Thank
see
you.
you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.